That's another thing. I just seen this tarot reader that said God is asking you to flourish. That's true. Being direct conduits. One thing I can say God have told me for a fact is that I supposed to stay right here. My grandparents said it. They all said it. It's like, this is good though, because when people try to tell a conduit to do something and they supposed to be a conduit, that's a way for a conduit to know they ain't really a conduit. Because they would know that you ain't supposed to move. That automatically send the op flags up. You ain't supposed to lose. Like, I can move when the mission is done if I want to move. But this place, the only thing wrong with this place is that it needs to grow. Like, the people who are holding this place back, they ain't holding it back. They just stuck in their ways, and it ain't many of them. And when a person is stuck in their ways, they can't stop you. They already stagnated. They already done themselves. They can't touch you. They ain't got the ancestor power to touch you. They low vibrational. They just gossipers. And it's only so far a gossiper can go. It's only so far a gossiper can go. But God told me that. That's what made me feel comfortable. I was glad she got on here and said that. When she posted that. She just posted 3 hours ago. But I had just said a video about it. About leaving a certain situation. Like, sometimes you ain't supposed to leave. I know y'all like, well, what about this? What about that? You supposed to deal without that for a while. 9 times out of 10, the only thing you're missing is money and sex. And that's a clear sign that you need to filter. But when it comes down to it, all the land is here. My grandpa taught me how to nourish this land. And the land, I don't know if y'all know much about dirt, but you can't keep regrowing food on certain land. And a lot of times they build houses on this dead land. And the food is hard to grow food on the land, if you get what I'm saying. But y'all probably don't know nothing about that shit. But I'm saying, like, it's a lot of stuff that go with, it's a lot of vital, important stuff. Like, but the way times come, you'll be a fool to leave the country and go to the city. I mean, I don't mind if everybody's shit together. You know, I can go there, but I would never give up my land. I mean, even though they took it, it's still gonna, if God told me to stay right here, it's still gonna come back to my hands. Because it was all done wrongfully. Not only do they gotta get my shit back, but they gonna have to give it back with interest. They gotta fix this, regardless. It's illegal what they did. You can't annex people's shit no more. That shit was left in the past. You can't just take people's shit from them. Whether people help you do it or not, you can't take nothing, not nobody's name. Everything that was done to me was illegal. And people want me to make these dumbass moves. Why would I leave all this shit? It don't matter if they stole it. It was still mine from the beginning. It don't matter if that girl over there living in my name. None of that shit is theirs, it's mine. So, rather the laws do what they gotta do, or Anubis do what it's gotta do. Either way it go, it's coming back to me. And that's why my father said, stay right there. Now, if I leave, yeah, somebody gonna maybe help me or whatever, then I'm living off that person, y'all. I ain't gotta live off nobody. I work too hard. I'm a grown-ass man with my own life. I ain't never in my life lived off no woman. Last time I lived off a woman, I was in high school. I always been sustainable. My family wanted me to look crazy because they had all this shit here playing in their motion. But you can't, they should have stopped doing that when I started getting that money, bro, and started doing all that shit, and building studios and businesses and shit. They should have got off that damn hating train and jumped on the players train. They should have jumped on the train with me and started supporting me instead of goddamn getting old and looking for me to goddamn die. You should have just helped me. We all would have been rich because I was already in the lucrative businesses. All that, instead of them hating and saying, don't do this, don't do that, and do what they do, you should have supported the ride. And what happened was, we did the moonwalk. We looked like we were going forward, but we were going backwards, together as a whole. But God told me, I'm glad she said that, because that made me feel good. I need to hear that tonight. Because I done heard a lot of people today talking about moving, but I can't move anyway if I wanted to. God really got me locked down right here. My grandparents do too. Cause see, there was a It Just Is Done in a generational curse way. And it's deeply rooted. Like sacrificing your own, stealing inheritance and all that shit. The ancestors tired of it. The main mission is to fix that, to do what they tell us to do. And the reason why people don't want to see this done, man, because this right here wake up the dead. There'll be a lot of unsolved mysteries and crimes come up, and a lot of people gonna fuck around and go to prison. That's why people fight so hard to keep you from fulfilling your generational curses. Probably even give you the money to feel like you blessed by God, but if God told you to stay there and wait, and you take a bribe to get out of that situation, then whatever's gonna come at you might not be as good as you think it's gonna be. Unless it was one of those vehicles that was supposed to come but didn't come. They never made it. I somewhat know who they is, and they haven't got around to either they haven't got around to doing their part yet, or they just derailed themselves. But I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I know it sounds rough and everybody like, oh, you going through it. I ain't going through that. No, the damage is done. I'm observing now. I'm observing the ones who rob me fall apart. It don't matter if they're on social media, too far away from me to see, or right around me. I'm still observing them and watching them fall apart. It's a lot here. It's houses here. You know what I'm saying? It's lands here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of land here. It's enough. And it's a whole community, basically. A half a community, whole community, whatever. So it's a lot here that's going to wind up going in my favor, because it was just too much illegal shit done to me. And it's got to go back. It'll fix that justice. In order for if you know justice spiritually, especially spiritually, you know that the only way that can be fixed is to give it back to the rightful owner. You know what I'm saying? They made it look like it was rightful way they took it, because they did it. Got me locked up. Made me lose time in the window of time to where everything was up for due to be paid on. That was all they did. And they did all the illegal stuff during that window of time just so I would miss out on my opportunity. But everybody knows they did that shit illegally. Then they falsely did documents and all that shit. That's got to come back around. You can't, I've been in real estate. You can't sell shit like that. People don't want it. Everybody don't want Judas money. Most people, smart people, run from Judas money, whether they're a dope dealer or a merchant. It don't matter. That shit they did was unnecessary, it was childish, they were too damn old to be playing like that. That shit just made all of them look slow, whether they got education or not. Whether they in high chairs or not, it don't matter. It's embarrassing. So I see why my father want me to sit here. He ain't making me sit here to get killed. I mean, he ain't told me nothing like that. He told me he's making me sit here because it's going to come back around to me. If I move, it's just going to be another difficult situation that I got to make right, that I got to build in. When I already done build, they need to get over their, like I said, it's a particular person that got to just meet their death probably. And when from what my ancestors told me, when that person passed on, I don't even know who this person is, but whenever that person passed on, somehow everything gonna come back to me. And I can somewhat see that. And all I be telling the people is, if you truly for me, you better act like it now. Like I said, even a phone call is better than that, than to wait till me to get it, because I'm going to get back on my feet regardless. God ain't never let me down before. ever. So I was glad she got on here. I don't know her name. I think she used to call herself not something. It sounded like my boy Muji name a little bit. But Maji, I think it's Maji. But but yeah, she said it. She said it just. I was sitting here thinking. I wasn't really thinking about it. But I was wondering why so many people. I was running across so many different videos and say, I know y'all really wasn't talking to me though. I know y'all too smart to be down telling somebody to leave their purpose. I'm living in my purpose. I'm doing exactly what God, I'm telling these stories because people feeling these stories and people going through this and people need a way out. I'm already moving out of these situations. I'm just not telling nobody nothing because a real lover and a real fan of real people, they gonna be with me regardless. If I gotta tell you about my good is coming, just so you can say, hey, I'm on your side, then you ain't no friend anyway. If I gotta tell you all that, but I was glad she said that shit because we gotta understand, we conduits and stuff like that, we gotta understand how to talk to the world. Cause we talking to the world, not to a group of people. And you trying to help the world. So you gotta talk to the world as if you're talking to the world and word it like that. But one thing you should never do is tell somebody to leave their purpose. Them op signs, I like them, but it's time to address a little bit and just so people can start watching what they say. Because them op signs, when you tell somebody to leave their purpose, that's an op sign. When you trying to derail somebody from going to a level, that's an op sign. You know, different op signs. I'm gonna start, every time I start getting these signs, I'm gonna immediately start recording so I can warn everybody of them, because obviously people don't notice them good and they starting to leave their purpose and getting drowning and they get killed, they getting tortured. Behind all the limelight, behind all the beauty, behind all this extra shit, it's just an illusion. It's just an illusion, and I don't live in illusions. I do what you see is what you get out of me. I ain't fabricating nothing. And but yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm explaining as I go through this because other people going through it, and I'm trying to tell. And you know, one of the things that I am telling people is that if all odds are against you, you might just be in a dark night of the soul, or you might be in your purpose, or you know, it could be both, in your purpose and in the dark night of the soul. Like me, I'm in my dark night of the soul to clean up my way, do better, strengthen myself, and all the fashions and every way fashionable for the new life I got coming towards me, so that I'll be able to withstand. Be able to stand in that field. But you don't need to leave your purpose, period, not at all. There was plenty of time I wanted to leave, especially for a lover, but I had to get over myself. I know if I had got out of this situation, this area, I probably could have called any one of the suspected lovers and they probably would have pulled up on me, but that shit ain't worth it, bro. Because it's like, if they can't even call, then it really wasn't meant to be anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at it like that, but I would. Because it ain't nothing to call somebody. That means somebody keeping you from calling, so you hide something, and you probably work for some council undercover. And you probably like a high-ranking prostitute or some shit. All kinds of stuff going in my mind. And I ain't trying to fall for it. You can't trip me like that. Because I've been conquered my sexual desires years ago. You know, I would have cheated on my wife plenty of times. I had plenty of chance to cheat on my wife. And my ex-wife, and I didn't know she was doing all that shit she was doing. I suspected it, but I didn't really know for sure. And even though I suspected it, I still was straight with her. And it was because I had already conquered my sexual desires. So what am I leaving for? Everything that they took from me and crippled me is right here. in my face where I can see it. So it's like, what am I doing? But and you, like I said, when all the energy is against you, even if somebody gave you a few $1,000s to leave, would you really leave? I mean, I probably would if they gave me that kind of money. But I'm just saying, if all the odds against you, what did you have to go through to get that money? Did you have to go above and beyond to get that money? And if you had to go above and beyond to get that money, then you probably gonna lose your life in some kind of fashion or form once you get out of that situation. Cause see, this whole yard is protected, just like I'm protected. So it's like I'm gonna leave half of the protection I got, just getting out of this area. So it's like, when we gotta start talking about this kind of stuff, y'all. I might choose a better day though when I feel like talking about it. But why would you leave? Why would you leave? Why would I leave? Like everything they took, they just stole it. They shouldn't have been able to steal it. And the only reason why we waiting now is because so many higher ups was involved in this crap. And if they weren't so scared about losing their job, it's amazing because they spend their whole life doing black magic on folk to get a better life. But now that the table done, now that the shoe on the other foot, and it's time for them to suffer. It's just for them to, and that's what's been going on for a long time, too long. It's like the people who are in the law of justice that's supposed to abide by the law of justice, like lawyers and judges, been breaking the damn laws and cops and stuff. And now that they need to be served, they don't want to they don't want to get served. They don't want to do the crime, do the time. You do the crime, you do the time. But they want the person that they tortured to death to go somewhere else, start over, leave the crime. Ain't nobody leaving shit. For as far as I'm concerned, I own this place. I own the whole damn Livonia. Just gonna have to come up off of it, buddy. You ain't did good anyway. Ain't nobody got no good jobs out here. Ain't no money flowing through here. So, and the government ain't gonna keep down giving you, because that's probably, I think that's how that works. The government give a town so much money so they can be all right. But yeah, it's like the government giving y'all money for nothing. And eventually the government gonna turn this into a ghost town if we keep going down that road. Can't keep giving a bunch of low-life scumbag bum money just so they could break everybody, and just so they could spend it up on their families and give everybody in their family nice houses and make everybody that live in the town suffer. So black or white at this point, I know everybody tired of this shit and ready for a change in this area, because this area is too beautiful for it not to be no money floating around the right way. I mean, you building home, $1 million home, $4,200 a month apartments, and ain't nobody even making, even the best job out here can't afford that. You just got all these empty ass places. You keep building restaurants. You're not building jobs to make that kind of money to afford the damn houses you putting up. What the hell you trying to do? It's almost like somebody came up with this scheme to get rich and to keep people poor, and only a few royal areas went through with the plan. Everybody else didn't go with it because they wasn't hearing that shit. You can't do it like that. Why would you put so much shit up that nobody can afford just so you and your family can live good, and you are in the judicial system where you're supposed to protect and serve? That's doing the opposite. You robbing everybody. At this point, you can't rob blacks no more, so you done started robbing your own people. So everybody tired of you now. So obviously, I see why God want me to sit right here, because it's got to flip to another person's hand. It's got to go into another person's hand that's able to understand what to do with money. Y'all done got too old and all that stuff. You need to just move out the way. I hate to say it like that, but you done maybe buried your ass to death. And shit, it's flying cars out here. It's cars that can go in the water, then fly in the air, and then onto the road. And you still over here trying to figure out how we could go through the damn drive-through with horses. Get out the way already. Get the hell out the way. You and your all-timer ways, them all-timer ass ways, bro, like, your heart seared, your heart so seared, you want to ride a horse through the drive-through. Get out the way already. just get on out the way. You know, I ain't mean that literally. I'm just saying, I'm using it for example, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? You got too much power. You should have lost that power a long time ago. You probably well over 60, 70 years old, and you mad as hell because you got to go to hell by yourself. You know, it is what it is. And you got a bunch of people, you can pay off a bunch of people, my color and the other color, with a little chain, and make them do the same shit you doing. Cause you wait till they get to suffer it so bad, and you finally, you got them in this damn triangle where they can't get a job, they can't get nothing, and you got the people thinking it's them, it's their color, it's cause of this, it's cause of that, and it ain't got nothing to do with that. It got to do with this false ass, proclaiming ass, group organization ass, racist ass, Mayberry old ass shit. And that's all it is to it. And I'm in the best place. Yeah, it sound rough, it sound bad. I'm telling y'all old story, like the story I told y'all about my pop and my mama here. They better people now. Them just old, that's some shit I had to deal with back at school, junior high, elementary and shit, high school. I'm 40 years old now. That shit, they better people now. It's just that the damage is already done. They can't go back unless they admit to it, and then the scope gonna be on them. They're gonna be like, damn, well, why you tortured the boy this bad? And the energy don't match up. I look good for me to be doing all this crap they said I supposed to be doing. Obviously, you could tell somebody just took my life from me, flipped it upside down, and walked the fuck off. Because I look too damn good to be doing any of that shit that they saying I be doing. And it ain't adding up. And ain't no big government, and ain't even no big organization gonna back these clowns up. That's just all it is. You're embarrassing at this point. And what's making you even more embarrassing is the fact that you won't even admit to it, and you well over 60, 70 years old. But I'm exactly what God want me to be. Right now, it's nothing. Right now, it might be garbage to y'all, but I'm telling y'all, something gonna happen. God ain't making me sit here for nothing unless I'm supposed to die and be sacrificed. But God ain't told me I was gonna be sacrificed. Cause hell, I done asked him in a way that I don't mind being sacrificed. But he said it ain't gonna end like that. My ancestors said they finna take it to y'all ass. Like I said, they said they'll shut the whole social media down if they want to. That's how mad and upset the ancestors is. And listen, y'all, when I say that, I'm talking about y'all ancestors and everybody, white, black, every nationality in the world, powerful ass ancestors sick of this shit. So even y'all energy is helping me alleviate this crap. It's too much shit going on. People can't even afford to drive. You know, you get an electrical car, you take it to get a tune-up, it's $3,200. You ain't even making $500, $700 or $1,200 a week at work. How the hell can you afford? You making $500 to $700 at the most at a job after taxes. You gonna make $1,200 a week around this place. Why is it $1 million home? Why is it $4,200 apartments? Why is it $2,200? The cheapest apartment around here is $1,600 a month. Who can afford that? When the best job out here ain't paying you but $1,200 a week, and you'll be lucky to get one of those jobs. Otherwise, you making $500, $700 a week after overtime. The numbers don't even add up. Gas $3. Thank God for gas, cause you damn near gotta go back from electric to gas, cause you can't afford no $3,200 for tune-ups on an electric car. The money ain't adding up, nothing adding up. And that's why ain't nobody on the road no more. When people do get on the road, they going to two places to get something to eat or get some liquor just to drink off the bullshit. And you shouldn't put nobody, you done put the whole town in that situation. You done put the whole town under so much pressure and stress that everybody ain't doing nothing but doing drugs, having sex with one another, and miserable as hell. So I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is a place where it ain't but like 20 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucking it up for everybody. And y'all fading out. So it ain't no point in me leaving. By the time I leave, death can slide through here and been done got rid of everybody that it should have been done got rid of, that I felt like it should have been got rid of. And that means I'm gonna been done left for nothing. It's land here. You know what I'm saying? This is the country. You know, everything of gold is right here. It's priceless. And that's why when people sit there and wonder, well, should I do this? Well, should I do that? It don't matter what the hell you do to me, because if you that fucking crazy in your mind the way you gotta look and see an opportunity that's golden, you got a good man and some land, you got all this shit. Even if somebody did take it and put it in suspense and kept me all screwed up, you got so much education, you got so much going for yourself. Why ain't you been came to help me get this situation resolved? And that's what me and God was looking for, somebody to actually help. Cause the damn problem is in the hands. You know what I'm saying? To have a situation like this, it should be look like an opportunity to everybody. Instead of looking like you need to do this or you need to do that. What if I do that for? If I do that, you just gonna do me like my boy Mo 3 set me up and get me killed on the interstate or something. Obviously. And that's why I said, I ain't gonna get into that yet. Mo 3 probably did have something coming back to him, but the problem is Mo 3 was just doing something. He was just doing something to somebody convinced, I don't know what it was, I don't want to get into that. But it was some triangle shit with that too, I can tell. And hell, he on it. Trust me, he on it. Cause that Flame supposed to did that for him if she'd have elevated. That was supposed to be one of her missions. So it's like some of her energy starting to come around for me to help them out. Because I done damn near helped all my energy out. That's what y'all other conduits need to be doing. You need to be helping them spirits that's talking to y'all because they need help as well. And I think I done damn near helped both of my families, my grandparents on both sides out. That's a lot of people that I done saved. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all having the hardest, darnest time to fuck with me and hurt me and emulate all this extra shit y'all got going on, because even y'all ancestors protecting me. They looking at y'all like, what the hell are you doing? Taking you apart slowly, decomposing. Go look up decomposing. And decomposing starting from the inside, just like you see it on TV and shit, but it's in the internal, bro. And start looking in the mirror more harder and realize something. Then look at it after you started attacking me, and you're going to start noticing some shit going bad on you, your liver going bad, your kidneys going bad. That's decomposing. Your ancestors breaking your ass down from the inside out. I ain't got to move. My ancestors done put me in these situations plenty of time before. The whole time I've been going through this shit, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all how horrible my life was, but still I was able to have this, look this good, got cars and got businesses, all this stuff. That's what the question should be. Well, hell, how did it was miracles. God was always, yeah, they robbed me, yeah, they put me in this, but God to bring it back to their asses. The problem was, the main problem was when God freed me from these people, I go back to helping these people. Now I know better.